Hello, my friends. My name is Hana Moon. This is Soul in Training. Welcome, everyone. Welcome. Let's sit for about 15 minutes tonight, and we're going to do a soft focus on this idea of light and shadow and seeing what it feels like to actually hold both within ourselves. We tend to push away the dark and only kind of like, oh, I just want to feel good all the time. But let's see what happens when we kind of investigate that a little bit further. So before we get started on that, let's just get present with our bodies, with our breath. So I invite you to find a seat. You can sit on the floor, on a cushion, or a couple of pillows, propping your hips up a little higher than your knees. You could sit on a chair if you like, having the bottoms of your feet flat on the floor. Or if you would like, you can lie down, just trying to keep an awake presence inside. And if you feel like you're going to fall asleep, it's okay. Don't beat yourself up. Perhaps you can open your eyes and slightly gaze at something, or you can sit up, and that could always help. And for people who are sitting and falling asleep, sometimes I stand up. You can stand up and meditate. You can meditate anyway. So as long as you can breathe, you can meditate. So I gave you a lot of options. So let's start. I'm gonna go ahead and ring the bell. With the sound of this bell, this is an invitation for you to just drop whatever you're holding that you feel like you have to hold on to in order to survive, or in order to dot, dot, dot. Let yourself put it down. Let yourself just be here. And just surrender the sense of control, of any need to be a certain way or live up to some kind of expectation, whether it's your own expectation of yourself or someone else's. Let's let that down. Let's bring our attention inwards into your body that you've been given in this lifetime, and take a look inside. How is your body? How are your legs? How are they feeling? How did your legs support you today? How are they supporting you now? How are your arms? How do they feel? How did they support you today? How do they support you now? How about your internal organs? We don't really think about all that stuff that's inside us. Our gut that helps digest our food, metabolizes our food, and It works with toxins. It cleanses toxins out of our body. It does so much. How is it supporting you now? Your intestines, your stomach, your liver, your kidneys, or kidney, if you just have one. How are your lungs? How are your lungs supporting you right now in this very moment? How are they supporting you to be alive? Now bring your attention to your shoulders. And as we breathe in together, let's raise our shoulders towards our ears. Raise your shoulders to your ears and then lower them with a relaxing out breath. Deepening our relaxation, deepening our seat, your position and stillness here. Noticing your spine. How does your spine, the backbone of your body, how does that feel right now? How does it feel like it's supporting you? Now just let your jaw drop. Let the muscles in your face just melt like butter. Let your tongue relax at the bottom of your mouth. All the muscles around your eyes, you can just let go. And see what's here for you right now. You can bring in sounds from your room. You can bring in smells. Or whatever you're feeling. Maybe the pants on your leg or your shirt draping on your back. See how your senses are alive right now. Now bring your attention to your choice of an anchor. You can choose your breath. You can choose whatever you're feeling on your hands or maybe your feet or your seat. And just go there, taking a closer look at what's going on. What kind of sensations are going through that part of your body? How do you know you're feeling what you're feeling? Just for the next minute, stay with your anchor. And if you notice thoughts coming up and distracting, taking you away, and before you know it, you're thinking about what you have to do next week, just gently guide yourself back to your anchor, like a friendly tour guide. No need to be judgmental or harsh about leaving. Just gently, with a smile, you can come back to your anchor. Just as an exercise, see if we can do that for about a minute. Noticing what is going on. Is there something else that you can sense? Some sensation that you haven't noticed before? If we really pay attention, there are endless things we can discover. So take a closer look. And if you stray, it's okay. We all do. Just come back. That's the practice. This develops concentration. Now you can let that go, and you can bring your attention to your breath and just breathe gently, normally, as I talk a little bit about this idea of the light and dark within us. And we all have both sides. When I think about light, I think about, the parts that we want to show the world, the parts that we want to post on Instagram. And then we all have the sides that struggle to love ourselves, right? That is seduced by shame and allured by inadequacy. You know what I'm talking about, right? We have both sides. I mean, we are able to feel immense joy and love at times, and as well as incredible rage and sorrow. And see if this resonates with you. But from my experience, typically, it's harder to be hanging out with the dark side all the time. I want to push it away, avoid it, fight it, don't look at it, right? If I'd had my pick, of course, I'd want to be happy all the time. But I want to ask you a question. What would it look like for you if you can accept both the light and the dark within yourself? Whatever that means for you. Whatever light means for you, and whatever dark means for you. If you could accept the dark as much as you accept the light, to coexist, to hold them together, instead of selectively picking and choosing what you want to hold on to and therefore never want to lose. What would it look like to hold both? Somehow when I think of this, the word that comes up for me is honesty. I feel like when I'm holding my dark and my light, I'm really looking at the totality of my experience with honesty, because that's what it is. I'm not always what I look like, what I post on Instagram. None of us are. What would it look like to bring a little light into our dark? What would it look like to understand the dark when we're in the light? What color is that for you? Maybe a color comes up that holds both light and dark for you. I'm going to go ahead and read a quote by Sharon Salzberg, author and meditation teacher. Even in the depths of darkness, the light is implicit. Even in the heart of light, the dark is understood, acknowledged, and absorbed. This unity, this integration comes from deeply accepting darkness and light, and therefore being able to be in both simultaneously. Consider how the sky is unharmed by the clouds that pass through it, whether they are light and fluffy looking or dark and formidable. A mountain is not moved by the winds blowing over it, whether gentle or fierce. The ocean is not destroyed by the waves moving on its surface, whether high or low. In just that way, no matter what we experience, some aspect of ourselves remains unharmed. This is the innate happiness of awareness. So just return to your breath, your awareness, just letting that quote settle. and sensing your presence, your awareness as this space that is unharmed, that can hold both as it passes through light and dark. That it has the fortitude to do so. Let's take a deep breath in into our whole body and let it out of your mouth. Let's do that one more time. Breathing in through your nose. And letting your awareness now come to your fingertips, your toes, your legs, the sounds in the room. And notice if any judgments come up right away. Oh, that was a bad sit. I was distracted, or any criticisms. Just notice. Or maybe that's not what's happening. It's amazing what our minds do so quickly. But can we just hold them, right? Anyway, thank you for sharing your practice with me today. Namaste. And I hope to see you again soon. Okay, thank you.